Hello everyone, this is Amber 2000 here. Welcome to my channel. Well, I play a variety of games and do narrations for fanfics. I'm really hoping you enjoy my content. If you do, make sure to comment below, leave a like, and subscribe with the notifications on. Right, so next time, this is Amber 2000. Welcome to my channel. So, hi. The only link left. Chapter 13. Sisters of the Storm. At 11 years old, Destiny's mom took her to the small town's local Christmas parade. She'd been every year since she was a little girl. At least that's what she remembered. No matter how busy they were and free, the family's successful photography business, they always made themselves available to enjoy this holiday tradition together. That year, they found a nice spot with a clear view, just down from the main street bridge with the parade route constantly crossed through downtown. At the Broad Street intersection, it was a chilly evening, so everyone was bundled up in the multiple layers of clothing. It wasn't so cold that it was miserable, but the constant breeze made it felt twice as icy as the temperature indicated. Once they set up their tailgate chairs and blankets, Stephanie popped down and kicked back, pulling out her phone to play a game. "You just gonna hang out here?" her taller mom asked. "Let's go get some hot chocolate at the swale." She twisted her neck to point down the hill towards the town center. It would be about a 3-block walk, 6 if you count Vale and back. Stephanie briefly looked up from her game over the top of her phone. "Nah, I'm good, Mom." "Usually you come with us, sweetheart," Rebecca muttered Milfield. "Want us to bring you one back, I guess?" "Yeah, that sounds good." The middle schooler shifted her gaze back to her phone screen. She could hear her parents walking away and also silhouettes disappearing as they moved forward down the sidewalk. They strolled together, arms around one another, with hardly a gap between their tossing hips. It wasn't like Destiny didn't want to be there this year. She recently begun realizing the things that felt new and exciting when she was younger didn't have the appeal they once had. Plus, she just downloaded the mobile part of a JRPG she loved from Square Enix, and she fully intended to dive into the story. As the sidewalk continued to fill in with more townspeople, the barn looked up and noticed the girl she went to school with sitting between her mom and dad directly across the street from where she sat. The brunette waved her hand in the air and marvelously stretched it back and forth, obviously noticing they were looking in each other's direction. Destiny returned the gesture, then rolled her eyes back down towards her game. She looked up again, briefly, and saw her classmate focusing on other things with her family. They shared several classes together since they were toddlers, yet Destiny didn't know much about her besides the few things she observed. Paul was a more popular kid, and Destiny knew she ran track. They always seemed to be partnered with other kids when they had to be in groups. Never really speaking to each other. The barn was always taller and felt more awkward than those of her age, so she never felt like she fit in. Destiny decided to play the family no attention and went back to her game. She spent the next half hour or so leveling up her maze and exploring the new town she came across. Finally, her parents returned just as they left, hand in hand, arm in arm, always trusting and never far apart from the other. Matt thought we should buy you a small so you don't get a sugar rush and get all wired, but I fought for you. Here you go, brat. Medium hot chocolate. Chloe handed her daughter the styrofoam cup. You're welcome. Don't worry, I know I awesome. No need to sour me with compliments. Yeah, babe. Mouse responded. The sorter woman sat in the tailgate chair to Destiny's side. When she can't sleep tonight, you on call. Fine, master. The woman bumped shoulders, then turned in and pecked each other on the lips, standing directly over Destiny's butt. Gross. Oh? You think that's gross, brat? Chloe poured mass in and bit her lower, purposely in Destiny's sightline, and begun making out with her wife. It was sloppy and over-dramatic. No! The young girl pushed under and turned away. She made a fake vomit sound and watched as her parents reacted. Her taller mom laughed so hard Destiny thought she could see moisture gathering in the corners of the woman's eyes. Her brunette muttered a smile, but her cheeks turned a shade of pink that could even be noticed in the dim moonlight among the colors of the nighttime lights. Despite the sheer horror the middle schooler felt seeing her parents making out above her, she found it comforting to know she was surrounded by love. After the trio settled and made themselves comfortable in the chairs, the police siren begun, signifying the start of the parade. The cop cars rolled through first, followed by the Mazer and other VIPs in nice cars, like he did every year. The local Iskarian group rode several horses. It seemed like an odd placement that one of the high school bands followed the Icarians. As her suspicion was confirmed, one of the horses jumped out white in the middle of the street. Watching the band members attempting to avoid the pile made Destiny giggle. In a matter of randomness, the parade progressed and halted because of a train up ahead that caused a delay. The band was forced to stop wait as a trombone player searched directly in the horse poo. Because the band had to constantly march in place even while not playing, the boy continued to splash the fresh drug over and over again. Through cheers from laughter, Destiny could see her classmate across the street, pointing and laughing hysterically also as they witnessed the same event. As soon as the blonde girl's mom noticed what was happening, they began to laugh as well. Oh, shit! Like, literally! Chloe erupted. Hey, Destiny, how do you get a bathroom door open in a hurry? Max placed her palm over her face and shook her head. Oh, no. With a door key. She laughed, snapping her legs as she fought to catch her breath. Get it? Do key? Like pooing key? Yeah, we get it, babe. The brunette's voice sounded annoyed, but the smile on her face showed that she was anything but. The moment Emily passed and the family of 3 headed back home. On the drive, Destiny thought about the girl across the street and wondered if she saw her laughing earlier as well. She shook the thought away and looked forward. From the back seat, she noticed her mom's holding hands in front of her. They were happy, like nothing could ever change the world. It was the first time she sort of thought about them in their separately public relationship. She heard them fight before, of course, but it never lasted long. Always ending in apologies and hugs or kisses. She always knew they loved each other, but it was like she suddenly noticed how deep their connection was rooted. A strange new thought crossed her mind. She wondered if she would ever find someone who cared about her like her moms did about one another. Yes, you will, and you do. Poor Danny! Let me ask you a question. Do you remember a band called The High Seas? Still sitting in the diner's parking lot, Max considered her wife's words, then shook her head. I don't. Sorry. She turned to the key counterclockwise. The vehicle's vibration stopped, bringing the car to a softened calmness. As he removed the key from the Nissan, she felt for the fuzzy rabbit-shaped medallion that dated the foam and an attached chain. Kay had given it to her a couple of years ago on her birthday during their double-date dinner. In her playfully loving way, Chloe poked fun at Kate for giving Max a gumball machine ticket. Her joking tone was obvious, and all 4 at the table laughed. Max was fond of that memory in particular because it was one of only a handful of days where she didn't recall feeling anxious even once. Pissy? Des? Dwight? Tammy? Nothing? Oh shit! Remember Tristan? Fuck! That dude could phase in and out of realities. I think. He could bring you back to me. Her lip quivered slightly. She seemed to recall something emotional that struck her heart. Thunder crashed overhead and the wind picked up outside. Through the windshield, Max could see the trees that flanked the restaurant began to abruptly whistle. A thick darkness had set in because of the black clouds filling the sky. Despite the sun having recently risen, the solar-activated street lamps in the parking lot switched on, providing several old light glows throughout the area. As the names rolled off of her wife's lips, memories upon memories that were folded and tucked away started sparkling in the distance, like hundreds of fireflies scattered throughout a dark field. Scenes from a different universe lit up and peppered her recollection until the darks illuminated everything. Suddenly, like an old film reel, each memory masked from that universe experience sped through her mind. But what could have been several seconds or many hours, a faraway voice called out to her from somewhere beyond view. It sounded forced and hollow at first, then it became a turtly beacon, helping guide her out of the trace and back to reality. Max! Max! Answer me! Please, love! Breaking echoey, the driver struck away the memories she just added to her mind. Holy shit! Max whispered. Dude, are you okay? You sort of disappeared on me. It was like talking to one of those auto mask fuckers you left with me back in the day. How long was I gone? Mask peered through the driver's window and saw Wayne spilling from the dark sky in buckets. Cascading rivers of water washed across the parking lot. As likely periodically it lit her peripheral view like the flash from a camera. To let Chloe's hands move away from her arm and shoulder as the bomb shifted back into a sitting position. She must have been leaning across the middle console to check on her while she was lost in a lazy river of memories. I don't know. 10 seconds? Maybe? Chloe, I remember everything. The high seas, being away from you for over 2 years, living with a different version of you in Waysel, me stopping under the storm. The brunette looked back to the interior of the car, adjusting the rearview mirror. She gazed at the carded glass above her bow and then slowly lowered her gaze, looking into her partner's eyes, who seemed to be eagerly waiting for something. She knew what needed to be done. Yeah, Massy Mass, that first interview. You could manipulate time in smaller spaces. Pocket time. Mass blurted, eyes widened. She could almost feel the emotional moment she returned from that reality and landed in her soulmate's arms. That's it! You told me you could feel the sisters of the storm or something. Crazy like that. It was like you unrivaled and unrivaled and a possible knot. Chloe, I remember like it happened yesterday. Moisture, ill destiny, heat, first of a storm. That's why I was untangling. She strifted it, then raised her hands up to eye level. Love, maybe you could. The pastor was pointing towards Mass's ruined forehead. I'm way ahead of you, babe. All of a sudden, Mass could feel the molecules and scissors of reality between her fingers. At the same time, she reached the sweet spot in her mind and gently pressed. A microscopic pulse of unseen energy borrowed from the area where her power resided and into the space where she had been stuck earlier by Esther. As she gradually spun her hands in a circular motion, Mass unwound time. She could feel the last chasing rewinding back to a healing moment before she was stuck. When she finished, she looked back into the mirror to see the gust had completely vanished. God damn, Mass! You fucking did it! Wow, sir. It doesn't even hurt anymore. She rubbed the spot where her palm and was astonished at the results. Chloe reached over and gently dragged her fingers across Mass's forehead. That's incredible, Super Mass. First, wormholes? Now you can heal and shit. My wife is a superhero. I thought I didn't know that before, but like, damn. The bond threw her hands in air, dramatically celebrating her favorite person's newfound upgrade. I don't know about that. Maybe more like leveling up. She grinned at the idea of her power evolving. At one time, she hated the feeling it was more like a curse than a gift. It felt mildly pleasurable when she released her pulse. And she worried that she could end up like Tom. Years ago, she wished she'd never been given the ability to directly impact time. She always, without it, she wouldn't have been able to save Chloe, and she would always be thankful from that perspective. No, stress that, Chloe announced. You're not a superhero. You're a goddess. My goddess. Zoe saw and placed a finger under Master's chin, slightly tilting her head, craning over. Chloe pressed her lips against her partner's and sucked into a deeply killing kiss. Master closed her eyes and enjoyed the closeness of her wife's support. She knew Chloe loved her, superpower or not, and it still felt emotional and poor each time they kissed. Chloe pulled away and sat back in her seat on the passenger's side. Okay, enough of that. I'm starving. Guess we gotta run in through the storm. Matt's Roy's hadn't unbuckled yet, so she reached down beside her hip and pushed the button in the least of restraint. Before she could unlatch the door and went inside the diner, she felt her shoulder being touched. Matt, do you think Esther could detect your power when you healed yourself? Chloe's bow was followed as he looked worried. Has we? I don't. Matt replied with tenderness to ease her wife's concern. I could sense the power being more localized, I guess. It didn't seem to radiate really far. Chloe nodded and twisted back around towards the door. But you're inside, hippie. You on. Matt felt for the handle and opened the door. She jumped out and could immediately feel the cold rain beginning to soak her hair and clothing as she quickly slammed the door behind her. With each step, puddled water splashed up inside her shoes, saturating the brunette's socks. Music from the diner's jukebox wailed from the inside and could easily be heard as the woman ran towards the front. Just before reaching the covered sidewalk beside the building, Max felt a hand grip her arm, stopping her from running and spinning her around. She looked back at what was higgling her pulse, and her wife was standing in the rain, tugging her arm back towards herself, a goofy grin on her face. Chloe, what are you doing? We're getting soaked! Max was forced to yell over the wind, wing, and diner music in hopes of her voice being heard. She looked back at her wife's mysterious grin and knew something was up. Her impish gaze and raised eyebrows reminded Max of the time they broke into a background for a midnight swim. Mass, I love this song! The brunette stopped resisting and allowed herself to be pulled into her wife's embrace. Don Fexley's is a legend! Babe, I'm freezing! Babe, it's freezing! Shut up and dance with me! The blonde whispered with her mouth pressed against her best friend's ear, sending a heated tingle down her back. We can warm up each other. We can warm each other up. Max pressed herself into her favorite person's arms and could feel the woman's heartbeat through the sock shirts. It was as if their souls were in alignment, as the beating pace of their hearts seemed to be synced to one another. As the first verse from the song began, the lovers walked back and forth to the music. Someone told me long ago, there's a calm before the storm. I know it's been coming for some time. When it's over, so they say, it's when a sunny day. I know shining down like water. Despite the unpleasant feeling of each icy raindrop kneeling down at her body, Max felt an essence of peace and love wash through her like the custody ripples of water that were streaming across the parking lot. Her wife was staring into her eyes and smiling, the forearms tucked in the center, with the music, the glow of the seat lamps, and the wetness surrounding them. Max realized her current feel was the most beautiful thing she ever seen. It was the only thing she wanted to experience for the rest of her days. She felt renewed and invigorated. Their souls were frolicking together in harmony, and the rest of existence didn't matter. I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain coming down on a sunny day? All that remained were the two of them. Earnestness of love and trust enveloped the married couple, and a moment of pure joy replaced all other cares or concerns. Chloe lifted her arm and Max spun around. She giggled as she twisted and pushed herself back into Chloe's body after making the 360 spin. Yesterday and days before, sun is cold and rain is hard. I know, been that way all my time. Till forever on it goes, through the circle, fast and slow. I know it can't stop. I wonder. Max held her partner's hand with one of her own and wiped her eyes with the other. She no longer saw the individual in front of her as a middle-aged, grown adult woman. She was a successful business person, nor the mother of an amazing, strong-willed girl. In that moment, they were in their early 20s again, still healing from the trauma of Acacia Bay, but very hopeful and head over heels in love. Chloe's hair was soaked from the rain, but it was blue again. Coco took it over the dark sky, then spun Max around once more. I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain coming down on a sunny day? Corey pulled them back into one another, bodies touching and hands held together, fingers intertwined down at their hips, leading with their mouth. Corey inched closer. She pulled back, teasing the younger girl with a giggle. Max pulsed in, forcing herself through her partner's taunt. Her winged lips would not be denied. Like a butterfly wings, the mouth gently buzzed, sending warm tremors of energy through their bodies, like metal to a magnet. The power was true, overwhelmingly strong to deny. They come to one another as the attainable universe completely swayed from the distance. After a series of passionate, stroppy kisses, the gold monotonically pulled apart. The music continued to play, but it stripped deep into the background of their surroundings. They were focused only on each other. The freezing rain in their sopping clothes and hair even went unnoticed. I love you, Max whispered, eyes streaming inside her beautiful spouse's. You're my everything. Max's words must have enticed Chloe once more, because she leaned and confidently gripped the brunette's lips with her own. The intensity of the embrace increased, while a wave of Miriam built. Hand movements, heavy petting, and an all-out griping begun, and an almost display. If anybody was watching, neither of the girls cared. Several moments passed, and they finally loosened their holds. Matt saw the wings still peppering their bodies, and the pair nodded at each other in agreement. It was time to get inside and out of the cold. Hand in hand, the two best friends, lovers, soulmates, and partners passed their way inside the diner and held one another close, keeping their bodies warm. Hi everyone. This is Emily 2000 again. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, because I really did enjoy making it. But so I hope you enjoyed it. Comment, like, and subscribe with the notifications on down below. Till next time, bye!